So just now we talked about the connection, so how to make a connection with the students, make our syllabus, our content is easily to be connected to the student, accessible to the student, make the student accountable, be more flexible to the assessment, okay, including the resubmissions, flexible deadline. So let student to control, okay, give them the responsibility. Only then they learn how to take the responsibility. Then the next thing, make the syllabus realistic, okay. Scaffold your material, make it a bite size, make it a small step rather than the big chunk of the material and assessment. And we have to face the reality that our students belong to the different group of learners. There's a diverse learner. Some of them are fast, some of them are slow. So after we have established all this, okay, then this is our job now as a educator, as a lecturers. We will going to be there to engage the student. Okay, we need to help the student to engage with each other as a group. As we can see, especially with the large classes, it's quite demanding if we need to respond to each of the students individually. So we need to create some sort of the system or framework or community which they can support each other to reduce the burden of the lectures. One, and the second is to lecturer can spend more time to help those that really need the intervention or the, us to step in to help them. So after we connect, create accountability, develop realistic activity, the next thing is to use various strategy to continuously engage students to keep student attention throughout the course. This is very important. So this is where we need to play part. There's no technology can do this. Okay, and this is why the face-to-face class is important because this is where we can engage with the student. But now student is aware, we still can engage with them with the WhatsApp and things like that. So I'm going to share a few strategy how to do this. So first, you need to establish a different level of the space that you engage with the student. So you're going to go through the detail later. So you need to have different options to fit different needs of students. Then the strategy to get students to get involved in the discussion and space. Okay. So the first one, how to engage the student. So I will share with you one thing. So for example, I have some problem even until recently, until before the MCO in February. As those who know me, that I don't do any online class, I don't do any face-to-face lectures. I do have a face-to-face class where which the student need to watch a video before come to the class. There are some activity they need to participate, and then they're going to learn more. Okay, to enhance their understanding on the topic. At the same time, it's an opportunity for me to assess their understanding. So there are some class activity, but the student need to be prepared to come to the class. They need to be at the same level. Otherwise, it will be difficult for the student to get involved in the class. But I realize that the student don't watch my video. They're quite, uh, they always postpone. They only do it last minute, and usually they only watch a video during the final exam. So how I going to do this? How we going to continue my class activity? So this is what I did. So I hide this part. So this is during that day, okay, where the class activity is happening. So this is in the until week 5. So what you see here is the different color is different video, and then this is for the video from week 1 and 3. You can see the how many students watch. So it's not very encouraging. It's provided, I mean, given that I have 60 students in the class. Then for the later topic, also the same thing. They don't really watch it. Only a very few, maybe 1/3 of the student watch a video. The rest they don't really watch it. So again, this is depend on their, yeah. You might say they don't have a responsibility, but maybe they don't have time. But anyway, there's one thing that I did to force them to watch. So you can see this is happened before the activity, the class activity. Okay, as you can see. So there's a way to make them engage with the video or learning materials or activity. So what I did actually, I, I asked those students because they always fill in our progress chart, so I know where they are. So those students who have not watched all the video for the 5 weeks, they have to come 3 hours earlier to the class and then watch the video in the class. I was not there, but they have to come and then watch it. Okay, but surprisingly, almost all of them come. Okay, those who require, who did not watch the video, they come, and then they watch the lecture together with their friends, share their earphone. Okay, discuss. So that means that actually some of the students, maybe two-thirds of them, they really need to have them friend together to study together to get them motivated to do learning. So they need some push or some motivation. They need some friends stay with them because we can imagine that this is not a good feeling when you are alone here. Okay? But during the face-to-face time, we still can do that. How about now? Now it's even more difficult. You don't have the face-to-face time. So it's important to create a space where the student can engage each other. So there are three levels. First is to build a community space. So this is for the whole class, as we said before. Then we have a subcommittee space. So this is with the same learning stage. And individual space, okay, for individual student. At the same time, we need to have the two more strategy. After we group them together, we create a space. We have to make sure they interact with each other. Okay. So for community space, so it's a space in which we share the general information or general discussion for all the students. So this will get sense of the belonging, okay, they still belong to a community. And we have the sub-community space we discussed in the A just now, the accountability. We separate them into group, then we communicate with them, okay, in each group. So they all the students belong to the same group. They have the same question, they are the same level, so they will not be feel shy to ask some questions. Okay? Rather than ask questions in a general group, okay, which maybe they feel shy or they thought that they are quite slow, they don't want to share their problem. So we can do this using WhatsApp, but for time to time we can do the online session. As you can see just now from the survey from one of the program, one third of students they still want to have this kind of the face-to-face, online face-to-face interactions. Okay, so it's okay to have this session, and don't worry if there are many students cannot join, whether because of the internet they are not interested, because a lot of the students maybe they don't need this, they just need your video, your assignment, the lecture notes, then they are doing fine. Okay, and you can do it in the WhatsApp as well from time to time. So the next one is a personal space. So this is like a private message. So there are some students who are quite shy actually. They don't really feel comfortable to share their problem, their questions in the space, community space. So in this case, I will still encourage them to share. Whenever they send me the message, I will ask them to post in the group. After a few hours, if they still don't do that, maybe I will contact with them and slowly guide them. So maybe for the first few questions, I will still interact with the student at the personal level, individual level, and then hopefully they convince them slowly and then ask them to share in their class. Okay. So this is very important. So it reduce our burden, and I'm pretty sure that there are a group of students that who quite far ahead. They are willing to help their classmates. So this is one of the example why the personal space is very important. Because the different students have different needs. Some of the students maybe they cannot describe their problem properly. They cannot articulate their question, their idea, their problem in text. So by using WhatsApp, it's quite a multi-dimensional tools. You can use the voice, they can use the image, they can use the video, okay, or text. So it's really a good tool that you can use to engage at the individual level to fit the need of the student. Okay. So after we have all these things, then we need to get the student to be involved in the discussion in the space. Okay. So there are two things. So one is to give opportunity for students to progress well to guide the other. Another one is gratifying. So these things need to come together hand in hand. Okay. So give you an example. So for example, there's a question asked in this group. Okay. So for the first few weeks, you need to answer their question because all of them are at the same stage. But as the time goes by, there are some students quite far ahead. There's quite some students quite far behind. For example, some students reach week 11, but some still in week 5. So after a few weeks, you can see the variation and the student has spread according to the different stage in their learning spectrum. And after that, actually, we can encourage the student to get involved in the discussion to help their classmates. Okay, so at the beginning, we're going to involve a lot of our time, but after 2 or 3 weeks, when there's a group of students who progress quite well, they will be able to help you. They are willing to help you. Okay, so for example, in this case, the week 10, the one student asked a question. Then what I did actually, I asked the student, I realized that some of the question might be able to answer by the student in the week 11, but they're in different group. So I asked the student to transfer, just to forward the question into the class group. Okay, so for example, this is a question. Okay, then after that, what I did is I didn't answer the questions, but I will check the progress of the student and then identify a few which I think they will be able to help. Just tag them. Okay, the WhatsApp has a very good feature. Okay, to tag each of the student and ask them to help. Okay, rather than just pause and ask if anyone can help, just assign these questions. Okay, assign the student to help you to help their friends. Okay, their classmates. So as you can see, I just did this, then I just say good job, my job is done. So this is how you can encourage this kind of the interactions. So this thing will take time to develop. After 2-3 weeks, when they get used to each other, they feel more comfortable, and those who receive help before, they will be willing to help the others. And those who have helped the others, they will become more confident and do more. So this will reduce the burden of us as a lecturer. So you can see we still continue the discussion. Okay. Even I don't do anything, I just tag them. Okay. Whenever they did a good job, I will send them a emoji. So there's an emoji pizza. So it's not shown here. Okay. So from time to time, okay, after they collect enough pizza, I will buy them the real pizza. Okay. So actually, this is one way to encourage them and then get them engaged. Okay. So our job here is at the very beginning, we need to spend some time to guide them, to engage them, to solve their problem. When times go by, when the student you identify those students who need help and those students who can progress independently, learn by themselves. We can encourage those to come back to help their classmates, okay, to pull out one by one, rather than just depend on the lectures. Okay. Of course, if they're doing that, we're not going to reward them from time to time. It's not about pizza money, it's about gratifying. We need to appreciate their effort. So this is an E. So to engage them, you need to use many different platforms, different level, okay, to strengthen the connection between us and student and also among the student. This is very important to make the learning more meaningful. Okay. At the same time, we can focus to help those that really need help. Okay. And those students that need further support, we can also customize the learning material or give more support. But overall, from my experience, I think that those students who really need your personal intervention, maybe it's just less than 10%. It's not many. Okay, most of them will be able to take care of themselves. Okay, they themselves take care of themselves. Okay, and from time to time, you can step in and also intervene. Okay, give opportunity for the student to take the lead and then take more responsibility. This will build up their confidence actually.